Hello and welcome to another video in which I will hopefully prepare you successfully for your Cambridge B2 first exam. In this video we're looking again at part 4 of the Reading and Use of English paper, the key word transformation exercise. And we've looked at these in previous videos. However, today I've got some tricky, difficult ones for you. So let's get started. Now, I think there's a good chance you know how to do these sentence transformations, these keyword transformations, but just in case you've never seen them before, let me quickly explain what happens. There's a sentence, for example, I still find it strange to have a late dinner. There's a word that you must not change, in this case it's used, and there's a second sentence with a gap. I still haven't a late dinner. What you need to do is to use that word used and write more words in that gap so that the second sentence is similar in meaning to the first. The number of words you can write is 2 to 5, so 2, 3, 4 or 5 words. If you have 6 it's wrong, so think again. And contractions count as 2 words. So what is this question testing? Well, many students get confused sometimes between the different uses of used to, get used to. There's the used to in the past, that's a habit we did but we don't do now, and there's used to for being accustomed to doing something, and there's the getting used to, the process of become. So it's all very confusing, and this question is focusing in on that difficulty that some students have. So it's explaining that me as an English person, it's strange, or I'm not accustomed to eating at a late time. I still haven't a late dinner. So here we're using used to explain that I'm not accustomed to doing something. What do you think? Any idea of the answer? It's that get used to. I haven't got used to having a late dinner. So it's checking that you're using used to correctly, or get used to correctly, and it's also checking that you remember to use the gerund with the verb after used to. So it's used to having a late dinner. Let's go to the next question. When I was a teenager, I wasn't allowed to stay out late. And here we have the verb let. When I was a teenager, my parents stay out late. Let has an unusual verb pattern. It's used in an unusual way. It's similar to allow. When I was a teenager, my parents. So is it positive or negative? This is the answer. When I was a teenager, my parents didn't let me stay out late. So it's negative. We have a contraction. Let's count the words. Did not let me. 4 words, we're okay. Stay out late. Remember to put that me, because when I was a teenager, you need that pronoun in the sentence. It doesn't make sense to say when I was a teenager, my parents didn't let stay out late at night. So you need that pronoun in there. Let's go to the next question. I've never seen a shop as big as this before. So this is testing your comparative, superlatives. I've never seen a shop as big as this. This is the shop. The biggest shop I have ever seen. Biggest shop I have, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 words, so that's okay. And the biggest is obviously a superlative. When you see the, That gives you a clue, a hint that you need the superlative, because superlatives always have the greatest, the smallest, the biggest, the most expensive. And I have ever seen present perfect in the first sentence, present perfect in the second sentence. Moving on. If you don't tidy your room before dinner, there'll be trouble, young man. This is an expression that some students are not sure about. And if you're speaking about advice or obligation, strong advice or obligation, you start off with should, and very strong obligation is must, and then there's one in the middle, kind of, that's not as strong as must, but it's stronger than should, and that's what you need here. And the answer? You had better. You had better tidy your room before dinner. Strong advice. Next one. I regret telling my boss about my TikTok videos. Wish. So it's something that happened in the past. And do you remember the grammar with wish? It's similar to if only. I wish I hadn't. So we need past perfect. I wish I hadn't or had not told my boss about my TikTok videos. It doesn't matter in the exam if you write the contraction or you write each individual words. It might help you to write the individual words because they're easier to count, and 5 is your maximum, remember. Wish I had not told. 5 words. It's okay. Next question. Testing the difference between prefer and rather. I'd prefer you not to tell anyone about the wedding yet. We have a negative. I prefer you not to do it. And we must use the word rather. I'd rather. So what's the grammar after I'd rather? That contraction, I'd, is I would. The same as I would prefer, I would rather. And the answer is, I'd rather you didn't tell anyone about the wedding. I would rather you did not. Next one. I doubt very much that you saw David because he's been ill for more than 2 weeks. So I'm almost 100% sure that you did not see him. Now you must use can't, and you need to put a modal verb, the modal verb can't, in the past. So we're looking for negative probability here. The answer is quite difficult, this one. You can't have seen David. So remember, when we want to put modal verbs in the past, we need that have. You can't have seen, you could have seen, you might have seen, you may have seen. If you're almost sure, you must have seen. So it's that have that puts our modal verb of probability in the past. I hope those have been useful. They were quite difficult. Keep practicing, keep studying. If you are interested to know if you have the level already to take the B2 first exam, there's a free level test on the website here. Go and take it. If you get 60% or more, you're looking good. And if you're interested to take the preparation course, it is a complete course that will help you prepare for the Cambridge B2 first exam. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.